Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Real Terrifying Tales. Tonight's tale is about the Amityville Horror. On November 13th, 1974, the house at 112 Ocean Avenue in Amityville, Long Island, was the scene of a horrific murder. Ronald DeFeo Jr. murdered the other 6 members of his family, 2 parents and 4 siblings. Using a .35 caliber Marlin rifle, DeFeo walked from bedroom to bedroom, shooting each victim while they slept. After committing the murders, DeFeo entered a nearby bar and requested help, stating that someone had murdered his family. Police were called and soon arrived to discover the 6 bodies. During the initial police interrogation of DeFeo, he first claimed that the killer was a mob hitman. However, there were many inconsistencies in DeFeo's story, and he soon became the prime suspect. DeFeo confessed to the murders the following day, but by the trial, his story changed again. He now claimed that demonic voices urged him to kill his family. The jury found DeFeo guilty on all 6 counts of second-degree murder and sentenced him to 6 consecutive life sentences. He died in prison in March of 2021. The story of these gruesome murders, however, are only the canvas upon which the true Amityville horror is painted. 13 months after DeFeo killed his parents and siblings, George and Kathleen Lutz bought the house. The 5-bedroom Dutch colonial-style home with a distinctive gambrel roof was a steal at only $80,000. The house also had a swimming pool as well as a boathouse sitting on an adjacent canal. It seemed like a dream home for George, Kathy, their 3 small children, and their dog Harry. They moved in on December 18, 1975. After learning of the home's history, the Lutzes had it blessed by George's friend, Father Ralph Pecoraro. However, while blessing the 2nd-floor sewing room, Father Ray heard a demonic voice demand that he get out. After the blessing, Father Ray suffered from a high fever and severe blistering of the hands for days on end. The Lutzes, meanwhile, began experiencing several strange anomalies while in the house. George inexplicably woke up at 3:15 a.m. every night. This turned out to be the approximate time Ron DeFeo Jr. murdered his family. George also suffered from a constant chill despite keeping the temperature of the house at 85 degrees Fahrenheit at all times. The family also heard doors opening and closing on their own, as well as an invisible marching band. They also claimed to smell terrible odors and see a green gelatin-like substance ooze out from the walls. George also claimed to witness his wife and the 2 boys levitate above their beds. George and Kathy also claimed that their 5-year-old daughter, Melissa, had an imaginary friend named Jody who turned out to be a demonic pig that was seen in her room and outside her bedroom window. The family fled the house, never to return, after living in it for only 28 days. Afterwards, author Jay Anson told their tale in a book that sold over 10 million copies. They also released a hit movie based on the book in 1979, as well as several sequels and a 2006 remake. There has always been controversy surrounding the Lutzes' account of what happened during the 28 days they lived at 112 Ocean Avenue, however. Rumors have it that the Lutzes were in dire financial trouble and created the tale to sell to the public. In fact, the Lutzes' literary agent, William Weber, who happened to be Ron DeFeo Jr.'s defense attorney, claims that he and the Lutzes concocted the entire story over a bottle of wine one evening. Also, Father Ray has never backed the book's portrayal of him or his experience. Their son, Chris, states that Jay Anson embellished the events to sell books. On the other hand, George and Kathy both passed a polygraph test administered by 2 of the top 5 experts in America. Their son Daniel claims that George was interested in the occult at the time and invited evil forces into their lives. Paranormal investigators, Ed and Lorraine Warren, headed up a team of researchers who visited the house in 1976. Lorraine Warren experienced overwhelming feelings of horrible depression in the house. A photographer also captured the image of a small boy peering out from one of the bedrooms. Some say the boy strikes a resemblance to one of the murdered DeFeo children. As we approach the 50th anniversary of the DeFeo murders and the Lutz's 28 days in the house, no one can be sure what the truth of either story is. There have been several owners of the home since the Lutz's, and none have reported any events out of the ordinary.